In this video, I'm going to just kind of walk you through the setup of this GeoGebra activity. So this is to help us discover some properties that reflections entail and what we call a coordinate rule. So I'm not going to give as much of the answers as I typically do in our videos because I want you guys to try and discover it from this activity. So I'm just going to get you started. So again, this link, you guys, is on Google Classroom if you're in my class, or it's linked to this notes packet digitally. So I have mine already pulled up, so I'm going to flip over to that. So notice what we're going to do. It says change the transformation so that reflection is selected as the current transformation. First, you must change the axis of reflection to the x or y axis. So I'm going to change it to the x-axis because I want to fill in this table. Okay, so let's see. We want to use this guy. So I'm going to hit this button. If this shows up for you, go ahead and hit that. That'll reset it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the transformation to reflection. So I'm going to move this little slider down so reflection is on. Now it says the reflection is the line x equals 1. I want just the x-axis or y-axis. So you can move this dotted red line. So if I move it right here, then my line of reflection is the y-axis. If I move it this way, then my line of reflection is the x-axis. So I'm going to start with the x-axis. So this one, you guys, the object, they don't use quite as nice of terminology, but the object is our pre-image. So A has the point 4, 1, B has the point 3, 4, which is this one, and C has the point 2, 2. So I'm going to regraph that on my coordinate grid and my packet. So I'm going to switch back over here just so we can be aware which one's A, which one's B, which one's C, and that'll help us identify the rule. Okay, so B is at 4, 1, or excuse me, A is. B is at 3, 4, and C is at 2, 2. All right, and then we could see the reflection over the x-axis, right? And you can toggle back and forth here, you guys. I can see the points there. So this point flipped over here, this one over here, and this one over here. So I'm going to graph the reflection as well here. So on this one, A flips down here, so I'm going to call that one A prime. B flips down here, so B prime is going to be right here. And C flips here. So notice something kind of cool about reflections is that they're the same distance away from that line of reflection. So for example, A is 1 above the x-axis, so A prime is 1 below. It's the same distance away. B is 4 above, B prime is 4 below. C and C prime have that same relationship. So that's something that can really help you with graphing. Okay, so here's what they want us to write. Where are my new coordinates? Okay, so after that reflection, A is at 4, negative 1. B is now at, oh, I'm going to actually, you guys, I'm going to do this. No, that's fine. Okay, so we have 4, negative 1. Okay, B is at 3, negative 4. And I'm looking at the image, so, and then C prime is at 2, negative 2. Okay, so here's what we call the coordinate rule. They want to know, okay, so what is the pattern we see? What happened to the coordinates that we originally started with after they got reflected over the x-axis? So you might notice all the numbers stayed the same, but one thing changed. The sign on my y-coordinate changed, right? The x's are identical. The y's are almost identical, but all of a sudden these ones are negative. So my general rule is that x stays x, but y turns into negative y. Okay, I'm going to leave this column for you guys to fill out. So you're starting back, use this one again as your pre-image, reflect it over the y-axis this time, write down your coordinates, and then see if you can come up with a generic rule, what happens to every coordinate when it's flipped over the y-axis. Okay, we're going to do something really similar here, you guys, with another reflection. We're going to reflect over the line y equals x. So I'm going to go to this link, geogebra.org/classic. And I actually don't have that one up, so I'm going to pull it up here. And again, all right, so here is my grid, and what I'm asked to do is to the input box, so that's this guy right here, I'm going to type in y equals x into the first line. You can hit enter or the down arrow to get a new line, okay? Then I'm going to enter the point -2, 2, 5, 0. Oh, there we go. And 3, -1. Okay, and it labeled it for me. Next it says use the polygon tool to connect our ABC and make it a triangle. So I'm going to use polygon. I'm going to connect from A, B to C, and then back to A to close it. Okay, now it says choose reflect about a line tool. Select the triangle first, followed by the line y equals x. So this line right here, you guys, is my line y equals x. So here is my reflect about a line. Sorry, I'm going to make sure nothing's selected here. Here we go. Reflect about a line. So I'm going to choose my triangle, ABC, so you can see it kind of bolded when it's highlighted. And then I'm going to choose this line. So there you can see the prime notation. So this is my A prime, B prime, C prime, how it reflected over this line y equals x. So y equals x is that perfectly 45-degree angle line that goes through 0, 0. It has a slope of 1. It's kind of our most basic line function. So I want you guys now to answer. You can toggle back and forth to this, but I want you now to answer questions 10 and 11. So where are A prime? So this is A, B, and C. So where is A prime, B prime, and C prime? Okay, so I want you to give me the coordinates of those 3 points of the image, and then answer this question. What do you notice about the relationship between the pre-image coordinates and the original? So same thing, can you write a rule? So if I start at x, y, and then I reflect over that y equals x line, was there a pattern or coordinate rule I can write with the y equals x line, okay? All right, so you guys have a little bit of work to do on your own, but hopefully I got you a good start.